Hey there, guys. My name is Faith, and if you haven't been following my story, I am 36 weeks pregnant, and there's just this topic that I've been thinking about the last few days, and I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to sit down, and I'm just going to make a video. Hopefully, this will be encouraging and helpful to other women out there who will just know that they're not alone. So, this is kind of just like a list of like 5 to 6 things that I have realized that nobody told me about the end of pregnancy. Everybody tells you you're going to have mood swings and constipation, and you're going to be tired and irritable and itchy and bloated. And I mean, people told me even that I would have hemorrhoids, which I haven't had or anything like that. But they told me about all these random horrific things, and then like nothing that I'm actually dealing with. So I just figured I would make a video real quick, just a few things that nobody told me about the end of pregnancy that are actually kind of common. So first off, one of the first things that I realized maybe a couple of months ago was that even the maternity clothes that I had bought were not made to fit through my whole entire process of maternity wear. And when I started talking to other moms about that, they were like, oh yeah, maternity clothes don't last you the whole 9-10 months. And I was like, well, then why did I buy them? And really it comes down to the brands make the clothing so that it will fit, at the beginning when you're first starting to gain weight and, through the second trimester. But then when you get into the third trimester, so many people differ in size and variance. They just don't even worry about that. And it's very common to outgrow your maternity clothes. Never thought that would be a thing. So, first off, there's that. Second of all, would be like I had a general knowledge of discharge, but, and I knew that I was having, more throughout my pregnancy, but, especially towards the end, maybe the last 2 months, maybe the last 2 months, you'll have an increasing amount of discharge, and everybody talks about the mucus plug. And so I've always been worried about that. Is this my mucus plug or is this just pregnancy discharge? And there's all kinds of weird smells and all kinds of weird things. And so I've called the nurses at the hospital and talked to them and things like that. And basically there's just there's always going to be weird questionable substances that are all kind of a little bit different, and it's all right, and you're pregnant, and as long as it's not bloody, you're good. So just so that you're aware, you might some days smell a little different, look a little different down there, have a little bit of different stuff oozing out of you, and you have no control over it. So woo for pregnancy. Okay, third would be just okay, I had heard about this postpartum, but I didn't know that this kind of kicked in actually severely before you even have your baby. But I have been struggling with just peeing on myself all the time, or leaking, not peeing on myself, but a leakage issue. When I cough or sneeze or laugh too hard, it can really seep out, just a general loosening down there. And so if you're dealing with that, you're not the only one, girlfriend. Me too. And I've just started wearing pads every day. So no big deal there, but it's still significant, and it totally made me insecure at first. Fourth would be just nasal and congestion issues. So this kicked in for me just about a week ago. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am all snoodly. I've got a lot of snot in my nose, and my throat has been sore and scratchy. I couldn't speak most of Sunday morning, and I'm just dealing with a lot, and it's really impacted my sleep. But anyway, apparently that's super common towards the end of your pregnancy, and there really isn't a whole lot you can take. Some people say, oh, well, you could take this medicine, but don't take it for too long, and you can kind of take this, but in all reality, this is an issue that's not going away because it's part of your ligaments loosening and stretching. There's a hormone emitted in your body. I don't know what it's called, but towards the end of your pregnancy to help your body loosen and open and get ready to emit a baby. And so that means even your nasal passages are being loosened, and it's affecting just all of that. So if you have just almost cold and flu symptoms, or just really bad allergy symptoms, and you're where did this come from? I was using my hand sanitizer all the time and washing my hands and taking my vitamin C and blah, 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 blah. It's not your fault, girlfriend. I thought it was too. But apparently this is super common. A lot of my friends have encouraged me to use essential oils. I've been using, or what really helps is when I gargle with salt water, and nobody likes that, but it works so well. So, and then also like those nasal sprays, it's just like water, saline or whatever. And that really helps to clear out my nose so it doesn't get stopped up. But it's a battle, and we're all fighting it together. Fifth, I don't know what I'm on now, but would be insomnia. Now, I had read that on my pregnancy apps that I would struggle with insomnia, and I didn't really until like night and day, like this last week or two. I have, especially the last 2 nights, I've been up anywhere from like 2 or 3 a.m. until sunrise. So I lose like a good chunk of my sleep schedule. Just up. It doesn't matter what I do. I can lay in bed and pray and count sheep, and I can pull out my phone and try and like, get my mind reading and stuff like that, and nothing happens and nothing helps. So, if you're struggling with really bad, insomnia, you're not alone, and be encouraged. Don't let yourself get like restless, but be encouraged that that's, your body preparing for the baby and preparing to be able to handle those late nights with the baby. Hopefully, if you're struggling with insomnia, it's more like mine where I'm not sleeping, but at the same time, it's not like I'm like completely exhausted all day long. I'm able to take naps and stuff like that. So hopefully you're like that too. And then last but not least would be, I've noticed like just kind of like a digression in my appetite. So first trimester, I was really hungry, like kind of all the time. Second trimester, similar to depending. Some weeks it was like, I cannot stop eating. And then some weeks it was like, meh. And now in my third trimester, well, really the end of my pregnancy, I've noticed that my appetite's kind of like whittled down, and it's really related to how I'm feeling. And if I'm getting in all my liquids, I've been really trying to stay hydrated, and that, will make you feel full. And when I talk about appetite, I also just mean like cravings and stuff. Like, for a while I was able to get my caloric intake through like chocolate and like crap food, just like trash my body, but get those calories in that I need for the baby. And now it's like, okay, chocolate doesn't even sound good to me, crackers, carbs, like nothing sounds good. And I just like don't want to eat, but I know I need to eat. And then, if you don't eat, then you wake up at like 5 a.m. and you're like starving, and your child is angry at you and kicking your spleen. So if you are struggling on eating, you are not alone. And apparently that's like pretty common, is just by your third trimester, you almost like regress back to your first trimester and like the morning sickness stuff. If you're struggling with a little bit of nausea, which I've had a little bit on and off. Yeah, apparently that's like super common. So there you go. There's a few things that nobody told me about the end of pregnancy, but praise the Lord, the glory of a baby is coming and we are in the home stretch. So be encouraged. You're not alone. Leave a comment below though if there's something that nobody told you about that you're having to deal with in the end of your pregnancy. So let me know. So maybe I can be like, that's been happening to me too. Or somebody else could do the same. Okay. Have a good one. Bye now.